Parappa the Rapper is one of Sony's oldest franchises. It's a rhythm game about an anthropomorphic dog and his friends going through mundane situations that end up going wrong, and Parappa must find a way to overcome them. That's why when I found out this game had been remade in 2017, I had to jump on it and platinum it, 7 years later. The game is admittedly pretty short, with there only being 6 stages, but don't let that fool you. If you aren't good at rhythm games, you will feel like this game is more like Elden Ring than a kid's game. The game starts with the gang watching a movie that tops anything Marvel has put out this decade. We are then introduced to the characters that really don't matter until Game 2, all besides Sunny Funny, who is Parappa's love interest. Parappa's whole thing is wanting to be seen as an adult and masculine in the eyes of Sunny, so she will like him, but not knowing exactly how to do that. Before the game can begin though, I decided to do practice mode, which is really bare bones but is a quick and easy trophy. This gets me the practice makes perfect achievement. Now I can actually get into the game. Level 1 has Parappa and the gang picking up where the tutorial left off, with the crew eating their food when some bullies come in to harass Sunny and the others. Thankfully, Joe Chin shows up to beat them up. Parappa is so impressed he wants to become a hero as well, and so he goes to Master Chop Chop Onion to learn how to fight. This tutorial is great and is probably the most iconic stage of Parappa the Rapper. Beating it earned Master Onion for earning a good rating in Stage 1 and Lesson Learned for beating Stage 1 in general. The stage concludes with Joe Chin ending his introduction, and the bullies were so impressed they fainted in fear. Stage 2 begins with the groups wanting to go to the beach, but they don't have a car to get there. Thankfully, Joe Chin is there to give us a ride. Parappa then realizes he needs to get a car so he doesn't get cucked by Joe Chin anymore, and so we go take our driving test. This is probably one of my favorite stages. It introduces the mechanic of not having breaks in between when the mentor says something and you have to repeat it. I earned Step on the Gas for earning a good rating in this stage and Learner's Permit for beating the stage. Parappa gets his license and the stage ends. Stage 3 has Parappa taking his dad's car 10 minutes after getting his license and picking up his friends. Parappa begins daydreaming about him and Sunny going on a date, and he runs headfirst into a semi-truck. He goes into orbit and falls down with no damage besides the car being destroyed, so he goes to a flea market to learn how to sell goods from the best of the best. This stage has a lot of inputs needed in a short time frame, which a lot of people may struggle with, but honestly I didn't find it that difficult. So much so that I was able to unlock the Right on Cue achievement for not missing a single beat. Got the Funky Flow for beating the stage with a good rating, and Be Nice and Friendly for beating the stage. We buy the new car with what we earned, and that ends the stage. Stage 4 is notorious for bad reasons, but let's get to the story. Sunny's birthday is tomorrow and we are tasked with getting the cake. We are able to get a cake, but Joe Chin comes by and knocks us over and the cake is destroyed. We decide to go on a baking show to create a cake for free. Now's the time to break the immersion of this being a remake. This is not one. This is a re-release. This is a re-release of the PSP port that released a while ago. As a result, there is a glaring flaw in this mission that hasn't been fixed even now. There is desync on this level that makes this level unbearable to try and play. If you don't know, desync is basically when an input is later or earlier than it should be. Thankfully though, on the second try I'm able to beat this level, though I was freestyling for most of it rather than actually hitting the beats I was supposed to. You get points for that for some reason. This earns me been doing this for years by beating it with a good rating, and Cooking on the Cheap was for beating Stage 4 in general. Parappa decorates the cake and then goes to sleep in anticipation for tomorrow. Stage 5 has Parappa going to the birthday party, and after the work he had to do to get the cake, he decides to eat all of it while Joe Chin dies in the background. Parappa's enjoying his time, but then realizes eating that much cake was a bad idea, and Sunny actually likes him when he's constipated. We begin driving Sunny home, but thankfully the car is almost out of gas, so we go to a gas station where our mentors also apparently need to use the bathroom as well, so we are in a rap battle for who gets to use it first. This level is probably the one I forget about the most, because after Stage 4, it's actually kind of easy, which is sad since it's the only level where you battle against all the mentors at once. Beating this level nets the Crack Break Fix the Door achievement for getting good on the level, and the I Gotta Go 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 achievement for beating the level. We go to talk to Sunny, and she has fallen out of love for us now that we're no longer constipated. The final level has us being invited to perform on a stage, and we invite Sunny to go with us. This final level has us performing in front of everyone, and it's a good finale to the game. It's also the only time in the game where you start the sequence instead of just repeating it. After the level, our group goes to the theater where we get the credits, beating the story. The trophies didn't show up on the screen for some reason, but I also got the Here Comes Your Hero achievement for beating Stage 6, Pump Up the Night for ending Stage 6 with a good rating, and You Gotta Do What for clearing all the stages on normal difficulty. Before I go through cool mode, I decided to get some miscellaneous trophies out of the way. First one is for completing a stage with an awful rating. It's impossible to actually win the stage with this, but basically you just need to be in the awful rating by the time the stage ends. This nets the Please Please Stop the Flow achievement. I was able to get the Remix Edition achievement for finding all the secrets for every stage. Basically, if you hold up on the D-pad, sometimes a secret will show up. These happen in stages 1, 2, 3, and 6. I got the Comeback King achievement for turning an awful performance into a cool one, and Kick It to the Limit for earning a cool rating on stage 1. I'll explain that more in depth after I finish these miscellaneous trophies, which there's one left. Easies for Babies is for beating easy mode. Easy mode is like normal mode, with the only difference being that the windows for inputs is much wider, and you can only play the first 3 stages instead of all 6. Now time for cool mode. Cool mode is a special rating you can unlock by hitting notes, how good you freestyled, and just pure luck. You can hit the criteria 100 times, but if the game says no, then you better be okay with that and just try again. The cool thing about cool mode though is that some cutscenes after the stage change based on if you got cool mode or not. License to Drive is for getting cool mode in stage 2, All You Ever Need for getting cool mode in stage 3, A Cake You've Never Seen Before for getting cool mode on stage 4. By the way, I finally understood what I was saying about how bad this level is when I was attempting this. It was straight up awful this time. There's no rhyme or reason for what's considered good and what's considered bad, so it's just torture all around. Stage 5 was not nearly as bad and gave me the A Chicken from the Kitchen achievement. Finally, for getting cool mode on stage 6, it netted me It Ain't a Problem for the Man and Freestyle Hero for completing cool mode on all stages. The final trophy is for looking at the unlockable for getting cool mode on all songs, which is named Flower Power, and the Platinum Hip Hop Hero is earned as a result. Now, this game wasn't difficult for the intended reasons, but I enjoyed my time greatly playing this game. It was a short platinum, but I can't recommend it to many people because I was getting frustrated due to stage 4 being a broken mess. As a result, I can only say to do this platinum at your own risk. I'll give the difficulty of this game a 3 out of 10, but the rating I'll give the game as a 6 out of 10 because it is fun, but having a broken level really does dampen the enjoyment quite a bit. With that being said, I don't really have a like goal or anything planned to reach for if you want me to get all the trophies for Parappa the Rapper 2, so if you want that, just comment it down below, and for now, that's all, and I'll see you all next time.